Hi, friends, and welcome to the CCL Official Halftime Show, name pending, presented by Roll20. I'm Gilly, and I'm here with Henn1ng, support player for Granit Gaming. Hey, Henn1ng, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm happy for today's match.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited to get the season underway. It's been a few weeks of hype. We saw the icebreaker tournament, we had the draft show. Now that you guys have had a few weeks together, how's the dynamic been going so far in practice?
It's been getting better and better. We had kind of a rough start, especially with the icebreaker as well. But we've been practicing hard like these last 2 weeks to prepare as much as we can for today.
Sure.
And I think it's been going really well.
Awesome. And speaking of the icebreaker tournament, what was your team's approach going in, and what kind of adaptations have you been making since then?
One thing, we didn't really have too much of a goal in mind when playing it, sadly, which also participated in making it go the way it did. But since then, we've been practicing hard, especially with our comms, which was really poor at times. And we also tried making a tank change.
Okay. And you feel like, all these changes and adjustments are helping you guys kind of come together and get more of a game plan going together as a team?
Yeah, we've been meshing better and better for each day that goes.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear, and I'm super excited to see what you guys can bring to week one. I wanted to ask you specifically, looking at the drafts that you guys were playing in the icebreaker tournament, we saw you playing Anduin both games.
Yeah.
And I think his prioritization for all teams maybe not quite figured out yet. So I wanted to get your thoughts on where specifically you felt he fit into a comp, or where he fits into the meta.
I think he's one of the more underrated support. I feel like the support meta is one of the most open spots it's been for a long time. Where like most heroes are viable, like Brightwing, Lucio, Anduin, Deckard, Ana, and so on. And I think he's both good at enabling engages, or like to follow up engages with his light bomb to put it on like the tank or whoever goes in.
Yeah.
And he also works well the other way around, that if like the enemy team has a blow up comp where they want to CC and blow someone up, you have your pull, which got buffed as well.
So more flexible, but maybe underrated by some of the other teams then.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel, what heroes would you say are kind of your staples, your mains, that when people see you on, they're like, oh, he's feeling good?
I mean, of course, Rhaegar. Can't say much about that. Sadly, he's not in a too good of a spot right now. I would say Malfurion as well. And after this past time, I would say Brightwing is becoming more and more now as well.
You can't see my camera, but I'm cheering. I'm excited.
Nice, nice.
I'm very happy to see Brightwing getting so much play, because there was a long chunk of time, at the end of HGC where we didn't really get to see her too much, except for like niche picks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I would argue that she's like the strongest support by now as well.
I like you, Henn1ng. I think we're gonna get along well. That's
nice,
great.
Nice.
Well, I want to take a step back for a second, and get you a chance for you to talk kind of about your history playing Heroes competitively.
I started back in 2016 by the release of Ming, like playing the game. But it took until the start of 2017 with the coming of Open Division. Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yep.
For me to like start playing competitively and taking it serious. And then I think the big breakthrough came in the first season of 2018, when I played with Singularity, and we won the regular season of Open Division, and we finished third in playoffs, just missing out on the Crucible. And then I took a short break and came back, joined that team for playoffs of the second season of Open Division in 2018. And then I dropped out of uni at the end of 2018 to put like all into Heroes to make it.
Oh man.
And then, as we all know,
Oh.
it got cancelled.
Oh my gosh. What did you do?
Then we kept playing. Like, we played the Nexus contest, which was like the European Nations tournament, where Team Sweden, like, we met up in Stockholm. Like, we have like the Swedish Esports Association that fixed things for us, which was really nice and kept like motivation high. And then seeing like the crowdfund and stuff for Division S back then, I just stuck with it, and here I am still.
Here you are. Well, I'm so thrilled. I had no idea, but I'm so thrilled that we have you in CCL now to be able to, you know, compete at the highest level of what we've got, you know, in Heroes. And I'm very happy that, you know, we've just...
Yeah, I'm happy to be here as well.
Good. I'm very glad. And I heard, I think Wikipedia had something about the history of your name, Henn1ng. Can you share that with us?
Yeah. Before I played Heroes, I played League. And I don't know how many like nicknames I have went through. But then at the end of 2015, I think it was, my grandfather passed away. And Henn1ng was his name, and it was like my middle name. But it was after his passing that I name changed to Henn1ng. And since then, I've stuck with it.
That's pretty incredible. And apologies for the passing of your grandfather, but I think it's a really cool tribute that you've got for him using the name.
Yeah, I hope so.
So looking now at CCL, and again back to kind of the practice that you guys have been putting in, bringing your synergy together. I'd love to know what you feel that, you know, Granit's strengths are, or, you know, will be as you guys continue to practice together.
Right now, I would say that we're like really strong when it comes to team fighting. Our team is like built of these really mechanically good players in all roles. And one thing which was also is that both of our range players, they are so flexible. And the thing that the other one doesn't play, the other one plays. So like awesome. They complete each other's hero pools really well. So I think as we scrim more and expand our drafts, it will be a real nuisance to draft against us.
Yeah, flexibility is so important, you know, especially as patches come in and things change. So that's really great to hear. Now, you guys, your first match here is going to be against Wildheart for regular season. What are your thoughts on them as a team, and how you think that match will go?
I think looking at them, it's a bit mixed reactions to them, actually, because in some people's eyes, they are an underrated team, I feel like, on looking like on paper. And on the other side, I think they're kind of overrated as well, in a way that people expect so much from them, like in terms of drafting, since they have like Justin, who gets dubbed the mad scientist. And this team is like also built around him. So yeah. I think it's really hard to place them, especially this early on. But as the season goes, I think they can probably be one of the stronger teams as well. Yeah, and hopefully we'll win this one and start off the season with a bang.
Super important, for sure. I seem to remember a certain Justin Zool, I think, back in the day. So we'll see what they can bring out. But
yeah, that's where it started.
Yes, but I'm excited to see what you guys bring out as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Before I close out this interview, are there any shout outs that you would like to give?
I mean, shoutouts to HeroesHearth for putting this up, keeping Heroes alive, and to all of the people watching, of course, also helping it. And shoutouts to Granit for coming back to Heroes and for having faith in us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Henn1ng. Thank you, everyone watching, and we'll see you next time.